To think that this could happen to anybody's child kind of infuriates me.
A Florida mother demanding answers after her daughter was refused lunch on the first day of school. Plus, how the school district is responding to concerns of overcrowding on school buses. And shots fired. The hunt for those responsible after a drive-by shooting in Sarasota. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter. Our top story, a shooting investigation underway tonight after multiple rounds were fired near Sarasota homes. It all happened on 28th Street in Sarasota. The Sarasota Police Department responding around 6 o'clock this evening to calls of a drive-by shooting. When they arrived, they found shell casings on the roadway. Luckily, no one was injured, but the hunt continues for those responsible.
At this point, we have no one in custody connected to this. That's why we're asking if anybody was in the area or if they saw anything or witnessed anything or heard anything as they were driving by themselves to give our department a call.
If you have any information on this case, you're being asked to contact the number on your screen, the Sarasota County Crime Stoppers. That's 366-TIPS. An update now into the shooting death of a Florida police officer. The state attorney's office will seek the death penalty for a Sarasota man accused of killing a Fort Myers police officer. Police say Wisner Desmerit shot Officer Adam Jobbers Miller at a Fort Myers gas station last month. The officer was immediately rushed to the hospital where he underwent emergency surgery but did not survive. Desmerit remains in custody with no bond. Officials in Manatee County coming together today to tackle the issue of dead fish in canals from red tide. ABC 7's Rick Adams was at that meeting and tells us what they've decided on to help clean up that mess.
Well, the sight of all these dead fish here is just horrendous, and the smell is even worse. Manatee County is now stepping in to do something about it.
There were so many dead fish floating here, and it just smells bad, and it looks terrible.
George Talbot's home is in Coral Shores in Bradenton, right on the canal. That's one of the many developments hit hardest by dead fish piled up, all victims of red tide. Talbot tells us it's been this way the last 4 days.
Dead stuff started coming in, and it just kept increasing, and we've been looking for some help from the county to come out and take care of this.
Help is on the way. Manatee County officials announced on Friday that they've hired a company called Aptim to do the work.
The problem has become so great in the backwater areas that it's approached the nature of almost a public hazard, and it's not that any one individual can possibly handle. So this is when government steps in, and this is what we're prepared to do. 3
crews with 3 members each will be picking up the dead fish in the canals using netting and then getting rid of the fish. The initial cost of this will be $500,000. The county expects to get reimbursed from the state.
This is, I think, one of the worst episodes that I've seen. I've gotten a lot of calls from my constituents, and I felt it was really something, along with the rest of the commissioners and the administration, that we needed to really be proactive at this point.
In addition to this company, fishermen and residents are being told they could still help with the cleanup. For Talbot and so many others, they're happy something is finally being done.
We look forward to having somebody come out here and take all these dead fish and clean up our environment.
And cleanup of the dead fish here will be getting underway on Monday, and county officials say it'll go on for as long as it has to. Reporting from Cortez, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Rick, thank you. As if a red tide wasn't enough, now beachgoers in Venice say they're dealing with more than just dead fish. They're also dealing with maggots. They blend in with the shells and shark teeth that can normally be found at Casperson Beach. The maggots seen squirming near the dead fish all along the shoreline.
It's a little gross to be walking through the maggots, but again, the smell, whether it's from the water combined with the dead fish, just the air quality is really horrible. And as you can see, there's no one on the beach.
More than 136 tons of dead fish have been cleaned up so far in Sarasota County as a result of the red tide. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at our first alert forecast. And Bob, I know you have a map, I believe, on that red tide.
Yeah, we have some graphics, absolutely, and some new graphics have come out of the FWC as of today. And get a look at this. From Pinellas County all the way down to Monroe County, there has been reports of red tide over the past couple of weeks. And here's the scale here. As you can see, this would be greater than 25% as far as the red tide goes, and then no samples over 100,000 per liter. We'll put the map into motion to show you that, again, it looks like Monroe County, Pinellas County doing pretty good. Then you go to Lee County, it's greater than 25% lower red tide sampling there, and as far as the cells go. And then in Manatee County and in Lee County, we're looking at anywhere from 5 to 25% lower accounts of red tide there. But unfortunately, it's 5 to 25% higher in Sarasota and Charlotte counties, and that's over the past week or so. So again, that's a big concern. You can still see a little bit more yellow near Charlotte Harbor. That's a good sign. This was just loaded with red 2 weeks ago, and we're starting to see a little less red, but still there in Sarasota County, especially near New Pass and into Big Pass as well. Lesser amounts as you move into Manatee County down south. Again, we have lesser amounts, but still pretty high near Venice and the Venice beaches, and near Siesta Key, still some red showing up there. As I mentioned, New Pass and near Lido, still pretty high. And in Manatee County, not nearly as many near Longboat Pass, and one at the north end of Anna Maria Island there showing up in moderate levels. Well, more on our weather. A few showers around. Details on the weekend weather coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Bob. Now to new developments tonight in the Stand Your Ground case here in Florida. 911 calls just made public, coming in moments after a white customer shoots and kills a black father during an argument over a handicapped parking spot. His girlfriend pleading for help. The shooter now facing charges. ABC's Steve Osinsami reports.
I need help now! In the calls for help released tonight, you hear the voice of Brittany Jacobs, the girlfriend of the young man seen on this security camera taking a bullet from a stranger and then running back into this Clearwater, Florida convenience store with a fatal wound.
Okay, where are you? Where are you?
I didn't need help! 28-year-old Marquise McLaughlin died, and 48-year-old Michael Draka is in jail tonight. Police originally declined to charge him, saying he was covered by Florida's Stand Your Ground law. Prosecutors now say Draka began the trouble, arguing with Jacobs on July 19th because she and her children were parked in a handicap spot. When McLaughlin comes out and sees the yelling, you see him push Draka to the ground. That's when Draka brings the gun in his pocket to the argument.
I came outside and then I watched it happen. So, okay, yeah, we did. You got shot point blank.
Police say this is at least the fourth time Draka has fought with strangers over parking spaces.
I hear he said he'll shoot me, call me and stuff like that. So, I think it's a racial issue.
That was Steve Osinsami reporting. Draka has been charged with manslaughter, not murder, and tonight he's officially pleading not guilty. Happening in Florida, a warning to parents tonight after authorities say a baby has died after being left inside of a hot car. Hernando County Sheriff's officials say Eric O'Callahan found his 9-month-old son, Keaton, in the car in the driveway this morning. The father performed CPR on his son until rescuers arrived, but the boy was pronounced dead at the hospital. Authorities say the baby had been in the care of his mother, Cammie Lee Moyer, since Thursday night. Investigators are still interviewing her. It's unclear how long Keaton had been in that car. Also in Florida, a mother is demanding answers tonight after she says a high school cafeteria refused to give her daughter lunch on the first day of school. The controversy all over 15 cents. A student at University High School in Orange City, Florida, Kimberly Aiken, says she signed up for the free and reduced cost lunch program, and the 15-cent deficit in her account may have been carried over from the last school year. When her daughter went to buy food but came up short, it was taken away. She went through that school day without eating.
So they can make sure that they're doing good on their work, but then you starve my child.
The school later issued this statement saying, quote, "The school is always willing to work with students and families as needed. The school will be contacting the family directly to help resolve this issue." Aiken's daughter says she brought a quarter to the cafeteria the next day to make up for that shortage, but a cafeteria worker told her everything was taken care of and she did not owe anything. Meanwhile, here on the Suncoast, 2 school districts are responding to concerns from parents tonight after the release of this video. It shows a packed school bus full of students. Now parents are speaking out, concerned for students in both Sarasota and Manatee County that are either at or nearing capacity.
In the morning, the school bus is still full, but there isn't kids in the aisle. They're just squeezing an extra 1 or 2 in a seat here and there.
In response, the Sarasota County School District issued this statement. Should capacity for our school buses exceed 77 passengers, the school district's practice is to send another bus to accommodate the extra passengers. If that is not possible, state law permits the occupancy of additional passengers up to 10 days, provided that the bus driver operates at least 5 miles per hour below the speed limit. Parents say the overcrowding is usually a problem on the afternoon ride home. Well, new leadership is coming to Northport Fire Rescue. Today, the city named Joseph Jody McCord as the new deputy fire chief. Raised in Venice, McCord has served the city of Northport for 25 years. A swearing-in ceremony will be held next Friday, August 24th at 4 p.m. at City Hall, and the public is invited to attend. Drivers who use SunPass, listen up. If your account was one of millions impacted during a billing system upgrade, you can now get reimbursed for any bank fees that occurred. The Department of Transportation announced yesterday that drivers could start asking for reimbursements for those overdraft fees. One local driver says this does not sway his decision to get a SunPass in the future.
We don't have the SunPass, but we're going to get it. I think they've cleared it up by now, so we're going to get it.
To qualify for those reimbursements, drivers must submit any bank records that reflect the overdraft fees. New job numbers show the unemployment rate dipped to an 11-year low in July. The latest estimate shows 383,000 Floridians are considered out of work from a workforce of over 10 million. Florida ranked third among states in terms of overall job creation over the past year, trailing only Texas and California.
The great news is we're continuing to see strong and steady growth all across the state.
Florida is one of 11 states reporting a drop in July. Sarasota County's Supervisor of Elections is urging voters to return vote-by-mail ballots as soon as possible. Ballots for the 2018 primary may be returned by mail or in person, but must reach one of the following 3 elections offices by 7 p.m. on election night: the Sarasota County Terrace Building in Sarasota, the R.L. Anderson Administration Building in Venice, or the Biscayne Plaza in Northport. A reminder, Election Day is Tuesday, August 28th. Well, big things are coming to Marie Selby Botanical Gardens in Sarasota. Today, the Gardens Board of Trustees signing President and CEO Jennifer Romnecki to a 10-year contract. She will oversee the completion of a master plan. That plan includes adding 50% more green space and a sky garden. The Sky Garden will house parking, a plant shop, and a rooftop restaurant using living walls made out of plants.
To deal with these operational needs, but in a very sustainable green way, with cutting-edge green architecture, solar power, green roofs, stormwater runoff systems. We have this chance to be at the forefront of how a botanical garden addresses these issues, and we're really excited about it.
Since opening to the public in 1975, Selby Gardens has been internationally recognized for its focus as the only botanical garden in the world dedicated to the display of epiphytes. Well, the Kickoff Classic started tonight for all Suncoast High School football teams, and we wish them all the best of luck. A reminder that next Friday night will be the start of ABC7's very own Football Friday Night. Starting on the 24th, you can join ABC7's Adam Cellini and Dwayne Lindo as they give you scores, video, and interviews from the local games. It all starts right here at 11:15. Stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast. Plus, new charges tonight after a video of a girl pushing her friend off a bridge went viral. And as the 1-year anniversary of Hurricane Irma fast approaches, a look at a massive project now underway to remove debris in the Florida Keys. So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
I heard about the Dotole Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotole Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Hunger is a growing problem in our area, and a huge number of Suncoast residents are suffering in silence.
It could be your coworker,
your child's classmate,
or your friend fighting to secure their next meal. But you can help.
ABC7 is partnering with local organizations to help feed the Suncoast.
Go to mysuncoast.com/hunger to join the fight. Help us.
Help the hungry.
The jury in the Paul Manafort trial finished for the day. No verdict yet in that case that's garnered national attention. The judge revealing he's received threats and now fears for his and the jury's safety. The names of which are not being released for their own safety. After a second day of deliberations, the 6 men and 6 women poring over 388 exhibits, requesting a larger room to hold all the evidence. The jury taking its time with this complicated case, and as Manafort waits, his former boss, President Trump, also weighing in.
And I think it's very sad what they've done to Paul Manafort.
Prosecutors accuse Manafort of masterminding 2 schemes, one to hide millions of dollars from the IRS, the other to defraud banks into lending him millions more. Well, a teen accused of pushing her friend off a bridge over a river in Washington state is now charged with reckless endangerment. A video of that incident has since gone viral. This is 16-year-old Jordan Holgerson as she recovered at the hospital after falling 50 feet into the water. Authorities say she broke 6 ribs, punctured her lungs, and had air bubbles in her chest. Authorities say 18-year-old Taylor Smith admitted she pushed her off of the bridge, but alleges she was just trying to help her overcome her fear. The Clark County Sheriff's Office has determined that she created a substantial risk of death and caused serious physical injury and has since charged her with 1 count of reckless endangerment. A California judge suspended Friday's arraignment of the man accused of starting the holy fire in the Cleveland National Forest. Forrest Gordon Clark was in court on Santa Ana this morning. The 51-year-old is accused of igniting that nearly 23,000-acre blaze that prompted thousands of residents to evacuate their homes. At last check, that fire was 85% contained. Clark is facing several charges, including aggravated arson. In court on Friday, Clark said he was not guilty and then continued to ramble. At one point, he even addressed the tie on a man in the courtroom. The judge announced that she was suspending the hearing until 2 doctors can evaluate Clark's competency. Well, almost a year since Hurricane Irma, residents in the Florida Keys are still recovering. But thanks to a project that started today, they may soon see some improvement. With a price tag of $50 million, 103 of the most impacted canals from the upper to the lower Keys will be cleared of debris. The debris removal work is expected to take about 220 days with the possibility of extensions. Bob, my mom is actually in St. Thomas right now helping with the recovery from Irma and Maria and helping volunteer and clean up in that area. And she said it's still pretty bad out in St. Thomas in that area.
Yeah, it is. And the thing is, this time of year, typically we see a lot of activity. There's not much going on, too. That's a good sign.
Right.
There was a lot of activity back in 1969 when this storm, a Category 5 hurricane, slammed into Mississippi on this date. That's when it made landfall. There it was, developing just to the west of Jamaica, then traveling right on into the Gulf Coast states there as a Category 5 hurricane, one of the strongest ever on record. The winds 175 miles an hour, winds gusting as high as 200, had a storm surge of 24 feet back in 1969, and it hit Waveland, Mississippi. That's where the strongest, again, winds were recorded at 175 miles an hour with 200-mile-an-hour winds. Now, ABC 7 Tower Cam showing a beautiful sunset tonight out over Sarasota Bay. It was a good one and had some great photos sent in. We had some showers around, too, and some of those showers were spectacular in terms of creating this. We have had a couple of rainbows sent in. This was at the Venice High School game. Double rainbow all the way. What does it mean? Well, it means they had a game there with some rain nearby. Cindy Desmond getting this one from the Celery Fields, and a Titan radar picture showing high pressure still, again, giving us that southeasterly wind flow. Few showers still in progress at this hour across parts of west central Florida near Venice. The activity was pretty intense earlier near State Road 64 up near Parrish, and also had a brief shower or two earlier today in Northport, and all that kind of winding down now. We expect some showers offshore, but the dry air is still in place overhead, so our rain chances tomorrow not all that high. Only at about 30% for a few late-day storms. A little bit better chance on Sunday as some more moisture comes back into play. But overnight, we're not anticipating any storms here. We could see some offshore developing, well offshore. But for us, we'll start off with sunshine on Saturday. Here comes the southeast winds and the east coast breeze colliding with the west coast in the late afternoon, bringing with it a slight chance for a few scattered late-day storms like we saw today. A little bit better coverage, though, on Sunday afternoon and evening, but even that rain chance is only at 40%. That system we were watching yesterday, pretty much gone. Not much happening there as it makes its way to the west, as expected. A lot of shear in the atmosphere in the eastern portion of the Caribbean, and that's going to be the case, too, over the next couple of weeks. That shear is expected to be high, and the forecast through September, shearing effects are expected to remain high through the Caribbean and the Atlantic. So no chance for that developing over the next 5 days. We'll watch it as it traverses off to the west. Forecast winds will be rather light overnight, but we will see them out of the east-southeast and then switching around more to a westerly direction later on in the afternoon. Currently, we have, let me get back to that current conditions if we can. Let's see. There we go. Not sunshine, but partly cloudy. 87 on the heat index, 81 in the actual temperature. Nationally, a lot of rainfall over the northeast, stretching down through West Virginia and into Kentucky and Tennessee and Georgia. That trough of low pressure will continue to dive southward. Eventually, it will push that high down to our south on Tuesday and bring us back to that westerly component, which will bring us those coastal showers in the morning. High fire danger, pollution advisory out west as a result of the fires and smoke out there. And the air quality index, a big concern. Temperatures for highs tomorrow, 70s and 80s over the Great Lakes in the northeast and into the 90s in places like Dallas. Now for boaters tomorrow, southeasterly winds turn to the south and they'll be around 10 knots. Seas running 1 to 2 feet with a light chop on the bays and inland waters. The extended forecast then, slight chance for late day storms. Should be a pretty decent weekend, really. A few clouds and showers in the afternoon on Sunday as well. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies. Heat index up near 100 degrees on both those days. Drops down to 20% chance for morning showers on Tuesday. Then we'll see those coastal showers and storms come Wednesday and Thursday. A much better chance next Friday for some showers and some storms. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, thank you. Sports is next, but first, here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
Tonight, all I need is a tube of cocoa butter and my emotional support monkey. And all we need is Dave Grohl and Jimmy. What are you doing here? And what's he doing here? You nerd. Plus, we're crushing it on the boulevard. Emmy-nominated Kimmel, tonight on ABC.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system could make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now, SoClean.com has released the world's first automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer, risk-free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
The SoClean works, and it's a really effective product, and I couldn't believe how easy it was to use.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks, destroying CPAP germs and bacteria without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and walk away. Voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited-time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
Clogged pores are disgusting. Introducing DermaSuction, the easy way to suck that yuck out of your pores. DermaSuction removes blackheads and dirt from your pores. Just look at everything it extracts. The secret's the gentle vacuum action. Watch as DermaSuction extracts so much yuck, leaving your skin feeling clean and youthful.
The gunk that had been pulled out, I was pretty horrified, but better in the DermaSuction than on my face.
It's almost addictive because you can see all this stuff coming out of your skin that you don't even really know is there.
Call now to order your DermaSuction for just $19.99. We'll also include our small and large body probes, the Sonic Microdermabrasion probe, and the handy travel case, all absolutely free. Order now and you can double the offer. Just pay a separate fee. You can get all this, but you have to order now.
Call 1-800-213-9301. That's 1-800-213-9301. Or visit dermasuction.com. So call 1-800-213-9301 now.
Now, sports.
The Rays taking on the best team in baseball tonight, the Boston Red Sox. At the top of the first, Joey Wendell hits a double on a line drive to right field, scoring Tommy Pham and C.J. Cron. Strong start, but still in the first, Xander Bogaerts hits a triple to center, scoring 2 runs, and the Red Sox cut the lead to 1. Then in the bottom of the fourth, Eduardo Nunez singles to left field, scoring Bogaerts, and the Red Sox tie that game up. At the bottom of the fifth, Mitch Moreland singles to center, scoring Mookie Betts, and the Red Sox then take the lead. The Rays cannot recover. Boston wins 7-3 for your final score tonight. Well, Sarasota High School's very own alumni Casey Kelly starting for San Francisco tonight as they take on the Cincinnati Reds. An interesting starting game for Kelly. In a twist of fate, Kelly's dad is actually a coach for the Reds. At the bottom of the second, the Reds get on the board, first courtesy of Kurt Casale, who takes an RBI single to score Tucker Barnhart. The Giants tie up that game in the top of the third with an RBI single up the middle from Andrew McCutchen. Then tied at 1, bottom of the 11th, Philip Irvin walks off the Giants with a solo homer over the center field wall. Well, that's the game. The Reds win tonight 2-1. That's a look at your sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live.
I live.
She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
I fell to my knees.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Well, Bob, you know, the weekend's here. The red tide's still affecting a pretty good amount of beaches here on the Suncoast. I know I wanted to go to the beach this weekend, but it looks like the one I wanted to go to is not going to work.
Yeah, you've got to check. I've got my weather app,
Right.
and I put all the maps and different locations on that. So there's still a lot of beaches that don't have it. For example, like Casey Key.
I saw
that's
that
fine, yeah. Some other beaches. Siesta Key, not all of it. There's not a problem there. And make sure you get out there. Don't avoid the beaches. Just find the one you can not have the red tide problem.
Right. All right. Thanks, Bob. And thanks for joining us tonight.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.